Okay, Peloton, start class. Okay, Peloton, change camera. Okay, Peloton, change camera. Hi, this is Valerie with At My Home, and today I'm going to show you the Peloton guide. What's funny about this is that I bought the guide, I unboxed it, and then I didn't do anything with it for like 6 months. I don't know why I waited so long because it's actually really cool. So this is it right here. This is the Peloton guide, and you can see it's got a little camera right here that's looking at you. If you don't like that, you can shut it off, which is kind of a cool feature. But I do like the camera because it's actually you can see yourself on the screen and it helps you know if you're doing the workout right or not. It was really easy to hook up. There's a power cord in the back and there's another cord that hooks up to your TV. And it was really easy to follow the prompts. I really liked that you could use your phone to sign in instead of having to type on the TV keyboard. And then once you've got it installed, it's got a little remote, and then you use this to go through the guide. And you can also use voice control for some things. When you set up the guide, you can either put it under your TV or above your TV, depending on how you have it set up. What's most important is that the little camera can see you. And so you have to lay your mat out lengthwise in front, and then you might have to play with it a little bit to get it in the right position. When you first set up your guide, there's some settings you can change. I'm not going to go through all of them, but one thing that I really like is a great feature is the weight rack. In the weight rack, you can identify which dumbbells you own. So these are the ones I have, and if I get more, I can change them. So with the weight rack, it's really great because when you start a class, it will remind you what your medium and heavy weights are, or your light weights, and it will confirm the ones you're using. Also, the movement tracker, you can set this up so it makes sure that it's using your camera, and you can turn the movement tracker on or off and change the framing and things like that. And I'd also really recommend that you take the time to do the 5-minute intro to guide class. It really shows you how everything works and it's really worth it. Now, when you have your home screen come up, it will show you a selection of different classes that you can do. Now, this is based on things I've been doing this week. So you can see it's got based on your body activity. It's got some programs that we'll recommend here that are designed right for the movement tracker. So if you notice that little icon, the movement tracker, that shows you that these classes are designed especially for the Peloton guide. There's all kinds of different instructors. There's different intensities, different levels. So a lot of the content that we see has been pre-recorded, but you can also do live classes on the Peloton guide. They have a whole set of classes called Roll Call, which makes it really easy to figure out what you should be working on which days of the week. And those are generally at 4:30 in the morning Pacific time. Another really cool way to find classes is to use the voice search. The way you activate the voice search is you just say, okay, Peloton, show me 10-minute core classes. And then it brings up all the 10-minute core classes that are made for Movement Tracker. It's pretty neat. You can also use the voice control to pause or restart your workouts. You can also use it to start a workout when you've got it up on the screen. And when you're from the home screen, you can use it to turn off the Peloton guide as well. So if you're like me and you like to stack your classes ahead of time, it's best to use the Peloton app on your phone. You can filter the strength classes in the app by selecting Made for Movement Tracker. Unfortunately for me, this filter isn't on the web yet, and that's where I plan most of my stacks. Once you're in a class made for the movement tracker, there are a few ways it keeps track of your progress. If you're doing something with a timer like planks or other bodyweight exercises, there'll be a timer that comes up on the screen. As long as it can see that you're moving, it will keep going, and when the exercise is done, you'll get a check mark. For timed exercises where you're lifting weights, the movement tracker will also count your reps. For me, this has been hit or miss. Sometimes it doesn't see all my reps, and sometimes it actually gives me extra. For exercises with a targeted amount of reps, you'll see the rep counter as an arch on the screen, and it will count each rep you do as long as it can see you with the camera. I find this more accurate, and I've also noticed that sometimes when I don't have the proper form, maybe on something like a squat, it doesn't give me credit, so I have to make sure I do it right. And when it's tracking the reps, it also tracks the weight volume, the number of reps by weight. So I'm not sure how useful this is, but it does feel good to see these numbers go up. When you finish the class, you can look at your results to see how well you did on the movement tracker and/or reps. If you've taken the class before, you can also see how you've improved or not. Peloton also makes a heart rate tracker that you can use with the guide. I have that, but I haven't actually used it. I have an Apple Watch, and it connects with the guide and shows my heart rate on the screen. Now, there are definitely some things Peloton could do to improve this. Primarily, I'd like it to be easier to find classes on the web that are made for the movement tracker. I really like being able to show my hashtags. I like being able to save the music to my playlist, and I like to be able to high five someone on the leaderboard. So I know there's no touchscreen on the Peloton guide, but maybe this is something they could add with a voice control or maybe with a gesture. So I really like the Peloton guide. I think it's a really great device and a great way to get access to the Peloton catalog of classes. And I'm really enjoying using it, and I think you'd like it too. See you on the leaderboard.